How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the Crypto ZX channel, bringing you guys another update on Hbar. Let's take a look at what's happening with Hbar as we are going into Sunday morning. Obviously, a long weekend here in North America. I hope you guys are actually having a good weekend. Again, go touch some grass, guys. Go spend some time with family. We need to be doing that. Very, very important. Markets are not going anywhere. Let's kind of give ourselves a little bit of a break as well. You guys can watch these updates, but then, make sure you guys are going and just spending some time to yourself and with your loved ones. Looking across the board right now, if you're looking at the last 1 hour going into Sunday morning, we're seeing a few green across the board for some coins, but again, as a broader market is concerned, you're still seeing a lot of red, within the market. Yes, a few coins are having, a good day, but again, we need to be taking a look at the bigger picture rather than just, some of these coins that are seeing a little bit of a bounce. But as far as Hbar is concerned, it's up about 1.6% in USD. It's up about 0.5% in Bitcoin. Comparative price 17.2 cents right now, and the valuation at $7.3 billion. And if you're looking at the 24-hour trading volume, we're finding ourselves at about 300 million. As always, just a quick disclaimer, anything on this channel is not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence and research when you are investing in crypto. So we're going to take a look at the dominance, of course. You can see for yourself, compared to yesterday, dominance was sitting at about 60% yesterday, but you can clearly see we have seen this uptick within the dominance, something we want to be watching obviously very, very closely. Dominance showing strength right now because Bitcoin is literally on the edge of the 23.6, and going back to what I've been speaking about on the channel, that how I personally think Bitcoin is going to try to push back and try to fill this wick in, and I still do believe we're seeing the hints of that, because you can see we retested $109,000 just a few hours back, but again, we got supported and we did see a little bit of a bounce. But are we out of the woods yet? Absolutely not. Bitcoin is nowhere near as to where we need to be, so still I think there is a chance for Bitcoin to retest some of these lowers, especially around $107,000. Breaking below here opens the door, and it's very realistic to be keeping an eye out for the $102,000 retest once again. So that's something I want you guys to keep in mind. Yes, the dominance is lower compared to where we were a few days back, but again, we need to be taking a look at the bigger picture, which again is Bitcoin right now. Hbar, on the other hand, let's take a look at what's happening with Hbar. Of course, I talked to you guys about how Hbar obviously went down to the 7.6 cents. The broader market saw a major, major flush. Hbar is no exception, but the price has held nice so far, to be quite frank with you. You could see for yourself, we're ranging around the 17.2 cents. We actually came up to almost 18 cents. Again, if you want to know, this is obviously a resistance for Hbar. Literally, you could see for yourself where we got stopped out. That is a resistance, but also we need to understand, Bitcoin also saw a little bit of a retracement as well, which obviously has had an impact on Hbar. You can see, we wicked back down to 16.1 cents, but since then, the price of Hbar has been able to push back up about 6%. So I like what we're seeing here for Hbar as of now. Obviously, it has a long ways to go. We want to claim back in the 61.8 Fibonacci retracement level. And once it's able to do that, we're going to think like this never even happened. And that will show you the power of Hbar, because one thing I want you guys to keep in mind that a lot of people have already forgotten prior to this major retracement, which I have indicated in my opinion, and everyone has their own opinion about this retracement. I think, yes, tariffs, when they're announced, you're going to obviously see a market or react to that, but not to this magnitude. I think there was clear manipulation that occurred, but you could see, we consolidated literally since, the month of July for Hbar, pretty much within the 61.8. A few wicks below here, but you can see the price of Hbar was always able to make its way back towards the upside. So, getting back up to this key range, I think would be a massive, massive statement. Right now, if you want to put this into perspective, that itself is a move of about 25.8%. Again, we need to understand Bitcoin is still far off from where we were just a few days back. So if Bitcoin is able to push back up to 117,000, dominance, pushes back down to the likes of 59.6% and down to our support at 59.3, I really do believe Hbar could show its strength thereon. Because the way it's consolidating right now, it's something very, very impressive. And if the dominance starts to, plummet, which I think it's not going to do so until Bitcoin kind of, stabilizes somewhere, or in a long weekend, I think we can expect some choppiness over the next few days. But once Bitcoin kind of ranges somewhere and obviously gets above like some of the key levels, that's where I would expect the dominance to start pulling down. And I think that's where we see strength for the likes of HBAR and a lot of coins. But I was on X, and speaking about X, follow me on X if you have not done so already. Link in the description box below. Like I said, we're going to be posting a lot on X moving forward. But on X, I saw someone posting that maybe a lot of altcoins might not actually recover. What are my personal thoughts on that? I still think, again, I've seen these types of retracement. This is not the first time I've seen this. And time out, I have seen altcoins, pick up traction. But maybe we're going to be focusing more on projects that actually have strong utility. Maybe a lot of other smaller cap altcoins might not be able to rebound from this. We'll see what happens. But again, basing it off of my overall experience within the space, you do tend to see the overall market kind of pick back up. But we'll see, like, is it only going to be utility projects, strong fundamental projects that have obviously very strong fundamentals? Are they the only ones that are going to survive long term in terms of like reaching all-time highs? Altcoins could have major runs, right? But in terms of like reaching all-time highs and expanding and growing over the years, maybe that's what this person is referring to, which we'll obviously see. It's too early to know, but I like where HBAR is currently sitting, to be quite frank with you. Would love to see HBAR pushing back up to like the 18.9 cents. Getting back up to that key range would be very, very impressive. Baby steps. You don't expect the price to go back into 61.8 overnight. We want to see like small steady steps, but the retracement that I've just told you guys about, that's about a 9% move from where we currently are. Getting it back up to that key range would be very, very crucial. Gotta take it one step at a time. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. Thanks for all the love. We'll see you later in Crypto ZX and peace.